it's to be medayik that the 6 days of Chol Hamoed. No. Halo masran kos v'la chachamim. All of this has been given the chachamim. Lo melcha ezu yom asr ve'ezu yom muter. Ezu melacha asr ve'ezu melacha muteres. That's why Chol Hamoed we have. There's a partial isur melacha. The chachamim have to be matir that, for example, davar avud, financial loss. Then we said the Yom HaTibuach, the day after Yontif, where if you didn't shech the korban on Yontif, you shecht it the next day. If the next day was Sunday, because Shavuos was Shabbos, we said mutar be'esper v'tayim. You are allowed to do eulogies. Shelo l'kaim es divrei ha'omim atzres achra Shabbos. The Tzdukim would always say that Shavuos would have to fall on Sunday because it says Mimachras HaShabbos. The Prushim learn differently. Mimachras HaShabbos means the day after Pesach you have to start counting. So in order to make a difference, it's on a Sunday to show that we're Mahotzim Miliban Shel Tzdukim. They permitted Tainis Vehesped. So Freit the Gemara Vayitmar Maisa Umeis Alkasa Beloi. Alkasa died. They went in to be maspidim. Because it was Yontef of Shul. Yontef Sakatayv, Ibi Yontef Mikasu. They wouldn't be able to come in to be maspid on Yontef. We're talking about it was the day after. But you just told me that at Yom Tibuach, it would be mutter to do hesped v'tayis. How come here it was osur? Lo ikasha can be yontif shchal yos achra Shabbos. Can be yontif shchal yos b'Shabbos. That means if Shavuos fell on Sunday, there's no problem. There's no Yom Tibuach. It's only a problem on Shabbos, which if you push it to Sunday, it's lahotzim miliban shel tzdukim.
Yeah, but hold on. Would you be able to make a hesped? You can't make it because it's pushed from Shabbos. You couldn't be making it.
You can't make a hesped on Shavuot. If it's Yontif, absolutely not.
Not.
Absolutely.
That's why I said. Yeah. Okay.
Mishnah. Noitlin liyadayim lachulin ula meiser v'latruma. The din of netilas yadayim, where we put revius mayim on our hands before we eat, that's for chulin, meiser, and truma. La kodesh madbilin. If you want to eat hegdish, you have to dip your hands like in a mikveh. It's not enough to just pour revius over your hands. Now v'lachatis, it's even higher. In nitmu yodav nitmu gufo. If your hands became tummy, your whole body is tummy. You have to go into meaning mechatis is if you want to touch water that has had paraduma ashes dissolved in it. So there's some various chumras that the chachamim were goizer. So if let's say only your hands, and when the hint when you say tame yodav, that's only tuma midrabanan, where they said only your hands are metame. But when it comes to coming to touch a mechatis, it's as if your whole body became tummy and you have to go into the mikvah. It's a special chumrah by paraduma. Another din. Tava lachulin huvzik lachulin. Person went to the mikvah to eat chulin. He had not kavana though to eat meiser. So osur l'meiser. Tov l'meiser, if he went into the mikveh because he wants to eat meiser, hulzik l'meiser, but osur l'truma. Truma is on a higher level. Tov l'truma, hulzik l'truma, but osur l'kodesh. He still can't eat kodshim. Tov l'kodesh, hulzik l'kodesh, but osur l'chatas. He still didn't have kavana to touch mechatas. Tov l'chamor, if you had kavana when you went to the mikveh to touch the mechatas, then mutter lakal, then you're mutter for everything else. Now, tova v'lo huchzik, let's say you didn't have in mind anything. Ki'ilu lo tova, then the tefillah didn't work for anything. You have to have in mind when you go tefillah, I'm being toivel to eat chulin, or I'm being toivel to eat meiser. If you had no machshava, there's no tefillah. Okay. Big day Amaretz Medras Laprushi. So you have an Amaretz. They're not makpid on Tumah v'Tahara. So their clothing, their bodies, are treated as if they are a zav, which is navatuma, and therefore, for prushim who eat their food b'tahara, it's already tumas medrash for prushim. Big day prushim medrash lachlei truma. Now, the garment of a parush is not on the level of the garment of a kohen. So kohanim who eat truma, if they touch begadim of a prushim, they become tumazav. Big day ochlei truma medrash lakodesh. Someone who only eats truma but doesn't, for example, women, or somebody who is not roy to eat kodshim for whatever reason, his begadim are medrash lakodesh. People who are eating kodshim, if they touch begadim of an ochlei truma, they'll have tumazav. Big day kodesh medrash lachatas. The begadim worn by somebody who can eat kodshim is considered a medrash for people who occupy themselves in working with the mechatas. Okay. Yosef ben Yoezer haya chosid shebekahuna, vaisa mitpachos medrash lakodesh. His handkerchief was medrash lakodesh because I guess he dealt with mechatas. Yochanan ben Gudgod haya oichel al taras lakodesh kol yomav, vaisa mitpachos medrash lachatas. He ate his food al taras hakodesh, and his handkerchief would be medrash lachatas. So the Gemara says, "Chulin meiser miboin until yadai." Does chulin meiser before you eat it need until yadai reminu? Hatruma v'abikurim chayav nalem misa. If you are a zar and you eat truma bikurim, you get misa b'dei shamayim. Number two, you damaged assets of the Kohanim. You have to pay them back 20%. Choimish. Basar l'zarim. Bei nichsei kohen. It belonged to the kohen. The oilin be'echad u'meya. Truma v'ikurim, the bittul is not 1 in 60, but 1 in 100. U'te'unin nitilas yadayim. It doesn't say chulin and meiser, it's only truma v'ikurim that need nitilas yadayim. How can you tell me chulin and meiser need nitilas yadayim? Another din, a hair of shemesh. If you went to the mikveh in the morning, you have to wait till sundown to eat truma bikurim. Hare elu b'truma bikurim, mashen came to meiser. The kosher came to chulin. Kasha meiser, kasha chulin. So we have a kasha. How do we say that you need the tzedayim for meiser and chulin? Bishul meiser like kasha harab meir harabanan. That could be machlekes tanoim, did not. It's only when Rabbanan demanded that you do Netilas Yadayim metamis hakodesh. So they will actually cause hegdish to be metame. Upoiselas truma. It invalidates truma because ton bias ma'im divrei soifrim makes it a sheni. So it can be metame kodesh because kodesh goes down to revi, but a sheni touching truma just puzzles the truma, doesn't give the truma more tuma. And mutar l'chulin meiser, they're a mayor. So according to a mayor, you don't need nitilas yadayim for chulin and meiser. Chachamim oisrim b'meiser. Chachamim say by meiser you need it. So meiser is not a kasha because we're going like the chachamim. El chulin achulin kasha. One baraisa seems to suggest our Mishnah says the nitilas yadayim needs chulin needs nitilas yadayim. The other says no. Lo kasha kan bachila gan b'negia. It depends if you're going to eat it or touch it. If you're going to eat it, chulin, you have to wash. But the brisa from Masechta Bikurim, which says you don't need to wash, is just you want to touch it. They only argued by achila. So they see that by achila of chulin, they also don't require netilas yadayim. Rather, the machloikas between the baraisas have to do with eating it. It just depends. If you're going to eat bread, then you need netilas yadayim. Kan bachilas teperi, you don't need netilas yadayim. That's our din. There is no din of netilas yadayim for peiros. It's only by lechem. If you're washing your hands to clean them, of course you can, before fruit, you can do it. Ton Rabbanan. Anoitel Yod of Niskavein, if you had kavana for tahara, Yod of Tahiros. Lo Niskavein Yod of Tmeos. If you didn't have any kavana, your hands remain tummy. B'chein amad b'yod, if you put your hands in a mikvah, Niskavein Yod of Tahiros. Lo Niskavein Yod of Tmeos. V'atanya, bein niskaven, bein lo niskaven, yadav tohiros. There's another process that doesn't make a difference whether you have kavana. If you're going to wash for chulin, doesn't need kavana. Kan l'maiser, it needs kavana. Okay. So I am going to teach tomorrow at 8 p.m. Okay?
Okay, Shavua Tov, everybody.
Shavua tov.